Hey everybody, Marinus here, and welcome to my review of the amazing Spider-Man 154 from 1975. I just came across this while digging through my comic collection. This is one of the rare items that I could get in original form, and with original form I mean I'm living in the Netherlands, and these comics were nowhere near. We couldn't get it. There was some Dutch translation comics that are completely worthless. But I just picked this up somewhere years ago, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna read it. And it was a fun read because it brought me back to the time that I started comics and that I enjoyed comics. I'm from the 70s myself. Yes, I'm an old man. But I really enjoyed these kind of comics. And we see here Sandman in his costume. And people who know Sandman know only Sandman in, let me see if I can show this. Yes, here. In this form. And I absolutely always despised this form because it was, in my opinion, way too simple. But not a lot of people know that Sandman has actually a very cool costume. And so I picked this up. Years ago. And just reading it. The story is paper thin. It's not really much. But we have Spider-Man battling Sandman. And that's good enough. So basically we see Spider-Man here swinging down. These goons want to hurt this girl or this woman, but Spider-Man is is a little bit angry, or a lot of angry. He's very emotional because a person who he admired just died. I don't know who that person is because I don't have the previous issues and the issues after that, unfortunately. So this guy is threatening him, and he's attacking Spider-Man. Spider-Man, being emotional as he is, is beating the crap out of him. And this lady who is rescued earlier just stopped him, and he's in shock. And oh my lord, I didn't mean to. I must have lost control. So he snapped out of it, and he really realizes his mistake and thanks the girl, that she's saying something about it. So we switch a bit to, here's the fun part as well. Peter Parker Spider-Man was a photograph. You know what I mean. He's working for the Daily Bugle. And we switch to Sandman here. He's getting rescued by some goons because he was in a truck. How do you call it? What's the word? I'm sorry, I don't know an armored car transporting Sandman to maybe a facility, and he's getting rescued by some goons. And they escape, right? And we see later here that he's in costume. And it looks great. And you see these buttons here, and I'm coming back a little bit to that. Because, this guy, I don't know who that is, but he wants that Sandman go to a facility and pick up a device that this person needs. And if he's not going to do that, he's going to blast them to smithereens or to bits with lasers. I'm not sure lasers can hurt a being made of sand. Maybe. Not sure. But yeah, he agrees to it because he has plans of his own. So Spider-Man is swinging through the city. His spider sense is picking up, and he's going to a certain facility where the goons is hanging out outside. Spider-Man deals with those goons, and there is a showdown between Sandman and Spider-Man. By the way, the first time I saw Sandman in costume, or before he lost his costume, I'm sorry, was in I'm not sure it was a Spider-Man comic or a Fantastic Four comic, because he was in a group called the Frightful Four, with the Wizard, the Trapster, Electro, and they are battling Fantastic Four, but mostly Spider-Man and I believe the Human Torch at the Statue of Liberty. Oh no, that was Electro in disguise. Sorry, but it was a long time ago. But there was a fantastic issue, and I saw Sandman here for the first time, and I thought, man, this is cool. This is an awesome character. He's a brawler. He has a big mouth, and he says here, "This is the time I finish you once and for all. Then I'm going after your flame brain buddy and them killing kung fu-y creeps." I believe he mentions Human Torch. Not entirely sure, and I'm not sure who the kung fu-y creeps is. The fun, quote unquote, thing is that we see here language that with today's standards, and that we cannot say that anymore because as you know, everything is offensive. People are screaming and yelling bigotry and racism left and right. But this was a comic from that time, and this is history. Whether you want to believe it or not, this is history. This is comic. It's documented. Probably not the right word, but it's fun to see how people talk in those times in the 70s. Although, yeah, I came from the 70s as well, but I'm from another country. We talk differently. And, well, moving on, I'm not going to talk about politics, but here we see, the thing that, we see some old school Marvel Land of Oz. I don't know that. Marvel Treasury. Okay, we see some ads here. More ads. By the way, I got this issue as well. It's great. I got the Dutch version, but this is great. Superman versus Spider-Man against Doctor Doom and Lex Luthor. Amazing. So there is a device here. Sandman beats Spider-Man, and there's a cryo apparatus. How just going to go? Cryogenic converter, and he wants to kill Spider-Man with that. But Spider-Man gets loose, is battling him again, and then we see something that I really, really liked, because the costume has some properties. The buttons that I mentioned earlier can change the properties of Sandman's powers. Like here, he can shoot oil. We don't see that anymore when Sandman uses his powers, because he doesn't wear his costume, and I'm not sure why they don't go back to it. Maybe people think, hey, this costume sucks, it doesn't work, but he did do a lot of things when he pushed the buttons. Also with an earlier Fantastic Four comic that I mentioned, that he's going to turn into concrete or something, in a block of concrete. It's amazing. You see him here punching Spider-Man with his giant fist across the room. It's great. And look at his face, man. So angry. And I forgot probably one of the most important things, the art. Sal Buscema, I believe you pronounce it that. Glenn Wein is the writer-editor, and Glenn Wein's colorist. Mike Esposito is I think a very known name in the comic industry at the time. Is embellisher? I have absolutely no idea what that is. I'm not familiar with that word. But Sal Buscema, I'm a big fan of Sal Buscema. I love his art. I love what he done with Conan and in Marvel. He's a brilliant artist. He absolutely amazing. But yeah, well, at the end, Sandman is getting beaten, and that's the end of the comic. So I don't know who this mysterious person is who, sorry for the scratching noises. I don't know who the person was that freed Sandman, but you know what? This is a fun comic. This is probably the only comic that I have with Sandman in it, in his costume, the American version. For those who want to see more about these kind of comics in this time, I believe there is a Essentials comic No, I'm saying that wrong. There is an Essentials line. For those who don't know what Essentials is, let me put this away. And this is the Fantastic Four Essentials for Volume 5. I got probably, I think, all of them. This is a collection, look at it, how thick this is, of Fantastic Four comics. And I believe, I'm not entirely sure because I don't research that, there's also from the Amazing Spider-Man at the time. So if you want to see those books in black and white, check Kirby at his finest. So it's cheap, it's thick, it is $16.99. That's so cheap. Yes, you get black and white, but who cares? I mean, this is a complete package, and if you can find it with Spider-Man stories in it, I definitely recommend you pick this up. You know what? Maybe I'm going to pick this up myself. I had a lot of fun with these kind of comics at the time, and still am. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and well, like, subscribe to my channel if you want, and I see you next time. Bye.